So today in this lecture we will discuss about the classification of magnetic materials. As we know that the magnetic materials are very important for our engineering application. For example, you know that our generators and alternators, they have a permanent magnetic field. So we require a magnetic properties of material so that materials can be placed to act as a permanent magnet, because we know that there are two types of magnet. One is the electromagnet and second is the magnetic magnet. So where the permanent magnetic field is applied, there we use a magnetic material, and if we have a electromagnetic or temporary magnets, so the field windings are wounded in the form of a field, and we excite these coils by supplying the currents, so it forms the magnetic effect, or we call the magnet. So these magnetic applications are very important for electrical engineering application. So we should know what are the magnetic material and what are the properties of magnetic material and how they can be utilized for various applications such as motors, generators, transformers, coils and many more electrical operators. So as we see can hear that all metals can be classified in terms of their magnetic behavior, falling into one of 5 categories depending on their bulk magnetic susceptibility. The two most common types of magnetism are dimagnetism and paramagnetism, which account for the magnetic properties of most of the periodic table of the elements at room temperature. So basically here we want to classify the magnetic material in various types such as dimagnetic material, paramagnetic material, ferromagnetic material, ferrimagnetic material, and in the last, that is called the antiferromagnetic material. So among all these materials, the dimagnetism and paramagnetism, these are the account for the magnetic properties of most of the periodic table of elements at room temperature. So one by one we will discuss what are the various properties of these materials and what is the internal characteristics of these materials. So let us before discussing this type of magnetic material, we should define what is magnetic susceptibility, because every time once we define the various classification of magnetic material, then we will discuss the magnetic susceptibility. So we should know what is the magnetic susceptibility. So magnetic susceptibility is defined as that in electromagnetism, the magnetic susceptibility denoted by zeta is a measure of how much a material will become magnetized in an applied magnetic field. In other way, we can define it that it is the ratio of magnetization M to the applied magnetizing field intensity H. It means if you apply the magnetic field across a material, then the property by which the material will become magnetized, that is called the magnetic susceptibility. This magnetic susceptibility may be vary. This may increase or decrease depending upon the application of the magnetic field intensity. So now we will discuss one by one various classifications of magnetic material. That is, first one is called the dimagnetic material. That is, so as we have discussed in the dielectric material, that there exists a dipole moment. And what was the dipole moment? that if two charges are placed at a distance d, so we can define dipole moment by charge multiplied by the separation distance between two charges, that is q into d. So in dielectric materials also, the dipole moment plays an important role in the polarization effect of the dielectric material. Similarly, in case of magnetic material, here also the dipole moment, here the magnetic dipole moments plays an important role for the defining the characteristics of the magnetic material. So here in case of dimagnetic material, as we see that there is no permanent magnetic moment are available in this type of material. It means these type of materials does not have any magnetic moment, and if we apply a magnetic field across these materials, so what will happen? The magnetic lines, that is the lines of forces, that is the electric magnetic field which I have applied, these magnetic line forces, when they will pass through this dimagnetic material, they will try to repel from this material, or they will try to move away from this dimagnetic material. And we can see that a line of force is coming here, but that is not going straight away crossing this dimagnetic material, but it is going away from this dimagnetic material and then comes back to the same position. So similarly, we can see all the lines which are passing through these dimagnetic materials, they are diverted away from this dimagnetic material. So that is the property of dimagnetic material, that magnetic lines of forces are repelled by the dimagnetic material if we place dimagnetic material in the magnetic field. How it happens? Because we see that if this is a dimagnetic material, so by application of the magnetic field, this also creates a magnetic force opposite to the applied magnetic field, so they try to repel each other, and that's why this magnetic lines of forces move away from this dimagnetic material. The same thing has been defined here, that is, in a dimagnetic material, the atoms have no net magnetic moment, as I have discussed here, when there is a no applied field. But dimagnetic materials are repelled by a magnetic field, and applied magnetic field creates an induced magnetic field in them in opposite direction, causing a repulsive force. So, in contrast, the paramagnetic and ferromagnetic materials are attracted by a magnetic field. However, dimagnetic materials, their magnetic line of forces are repelled by these materials. Now, the dimagnetic substances have a negative susceptibility, that is, zeta is less than 0. So, already I have defined what is the magnetic susceptibility. So here for the dimagnetic material, this magnetic susceptibility is having a negative value, and the value of this susceptibility is independent of the temperature. In some other magnetic materials, this susceptibility is dependent upon the temperature. However, in dimagnetic materials, the susceptibility is independent of the temperature. So this is what about the dimagnetic material. Now let us define the paramagnetic materials. So what we see here in case of paramagnetic materials, that in these type of materials, these are the dipole moments. It means the magnetic dipole moments exist in these type of materials, but they are randomly placed. What means by the randomly placed? Because one is having in this direction, another is in this direction, then this direction and this direction. It means they are not aligned in particular direction, but they are randomly placed in different directions. And what will happen that if this material, paramagnetic material, is placed inside the magnetic field, then there is a few magnetism, that is, the magnetic lines of forces are slightly attracted by this paramagnetic material. As we can see here from these lines of forces, that this magnetic lines of force is coming, and as soon as it reaches near this paramagnetic material, then it is attracted by this material, and once it is leaving, then come back to the original direction. Similarly, all magnetic lines of forces which are passing through this paramagnetic material, they are attracted first, and they are going in original direction or previous direction. So same thing has been described here, that paramagnetic materials have some unpaired electrons. Due to these unpaired electrons, the net magnetic moment of all electrons in an atom is not added up to 0. Here, that if we call about the net magnetic moment, and if we try to add up all these magnetic moments, so they will not become a 0. It means the magnetic susceptibility will not be 0. There will be some magnetic moments, and the resultant will be available in these type of materials. So hence atomic dipole exists in this case. So we cannot say there is no magnetic moments. There are some atomic dipoles which exist in this type of material, and on applying external magnetic field, the atomic dipoles align in the direction of the applied external magnetic field. Once we apply the magnetic field, external magnetic field, then these randomly placed dipole moments, they try to align in a particular direction, so that the net magnetic moments will be increased, or we can say that the susceptibility will increase. So in this way, the paramagnetic materials are feebly magnetized in the direction of magnetizing field. So we can say that if you apply a magnetic field in a particular direction, so these materials are magnetized in the direction of applying magnetic field. However, if we remove the applied field, the material tends to lose their magnetism. That is also a property of this material, that after applying the magnetic field, they try to become the magnetized, but once we remove the magnetic field, they become demagnetized. So this is because the thermal motion randomizes the spin orientation of the electron. That's why it happens. Now paramagnetic materials have a positive susceptibility. So we can say that in these materials the zeta is greater than 0. However, in case of diamagnetic material, zeta was less than 0. Now in third case, we will define that ferromagnetic material. So these are the very important magnetic materials and well utilized in electrical application, because they have a strong magnetic property. So we can see that all the magnetic moments, they have aligned in one direction. It means the net magnetic strength of these dipole moments will be maximum in this case. And also we can see that if this is a ferromagnetic material, and if we apply an external magnetic field across this magnetic material, so magnetic lines of forces which are coming near to this ferromagnetic material, they are strongly attracted by this material, and after leaving they become in the same direction. It means, as we can see there, these lines of forces, they are strongly attracted toward the center of this ferromagnetic material. So that is the property of these ferromagnetic materials. So we can see that the ferromagnetic materials are those substances which exhibit strong magnetism in the same direction of the field when a magnetic field is applied to it. And when a rod of this material is placed in a magnetic field, it rapidly aligns itself in the track of the field. So they are strongly attracted by the magnetic field, and we can see that the ferromagnetic materials also have a positive susceptibility, that is zeta is greater than 0. So as in previous case, we have seen that dimagnetic material having a negative susceptibility and paramagnetic materials have a positive susceptibility, and in case of ferromagnetic materials they have also a positive susceptibility. Now let us define the ferrimagnetic material. So what are the ferrimagnetic material? That is, some compounds have unequal magnetic moments, although their atoms are antiferromagnetically coupled. So magnitude of the magnetic moments is more in one direction than in the other. So ferrimagnetism is therefore similar to ferromagnetism. What we can see that in these type of materials, these magnetic moments are equal, not equal, we can say they have aligned in opposite direction. So one is stronger in one direction and other which is in opposite direction, that is a weaker. How we can say it is stronger or weaker? Where the magnetic moments having a long length of this dipole moments, we can say this arrow is having a long length and this arrow is having a shorter length. It means this is a weak dipole moment and this is a stronger dipole moment. So in totality, if you want to sum up these dipole moments, and net resultant will be a sum value which comes out to be as in case of ferromagnetic material. It means these type of materials also possess a magnetic susceptibility greater than 0, or we can say that by application of the magnetic field these materials also gets magnetized strongly, so they can be applied or they can be understood as a characteristic of a ferromagnetic material. Now we will define the last case, that is called the antiferromagnetic material. So in case of antiferromagnetic material, what we can see that the magnetic moments are there but they have line in opposite direction and they are equal and in opposite direction. Why equal? Because this magnetic moment having a length and similarly same length is described here which is in opposite direction. So how it is defined here, that in case the antiferromagnetic material like a ferromagnets, but their magnetic moments are anti-parallel to the neighboring moments. Neighboring moments means if this magnetic moments is in the direction, so neighboring one is in opposite direction. Similarly, this neighboring one is in opposite direction. So therefore the magnetic field cancels out and material appears to behave in same way as a paramagnetic material. So what will happen if you take a resultant of this, then since they are equal in opposite direction, so they will try to cancel out each other. But still we can say if that three moments are aligned in this direction and two are in this direction, so in total summation will have a some magnetic property. It will not be 0 once you apply the magnetic field. That's why they become a category of paramagnetic material. And in the presence of a strong magnetic field, the antiferromagnetic materials are weakly magnetized in the direction of the field. However, we can define that in these type of materials, if you apply a strong magnetic field, then they are weakly magnetized. As we can say that magnetic susceptibility is increasing proportionally once we apply the magnetic field, as in case of ferromagnetic material. But in case of anti-ferromagnetic material, the magnetic susceptibility is not increasing as if you apply a strong magnetic field. Now, ferromagnetic materials become a paramagnetic above a transition temperature. So, we can also define it that ferromagnetic materials become a paramagnetic matter above a transition temperature known as Néel temperature. This is there is a scientist named as Néel. He has defined some characteristics that there are some temperature ranges that is called the temperature Néel temperature. So the characteristics of the magnetic material changes at Néel temperature. That's why it has been defined here that ferromagnetic materials becomes paramagnetic material above the Néel temperature. And what is the Néel temperature? That is the above 37 degrees centigrade. So this effect is highly temperature dependent. It means the anti-ferromagnetic materials are temperature dependent, and below the Néel temperature Tn, the magnetic susceptibility increases with increasing temperature but decreases for temperature greater than the Tn. That is, below the Néel temperature, if you apply or we increase the magnetic field, then magnetic susceptibility will increase. However, if you go above the Néel temperature, then if you increase further the magnetic field, so magnetic susceptibility will decrease. That is how the anti-ferromagnetic materials are characterized. So this was overall the lecture for the classification of magnetic material.